Welcome back to the How to Be a Redhead podcast. Today we're diving into some fascinating.
We'll start over. Hold on, let me mark it. 1 second. Go ahead.
Welcome back to the How to Be a Redhead podcast. Today we're diving into some fascinating aspects of red hair, from the curl factor to eyebrow color and how our hair changes over time.
Ever wondered if most redheads have curly hair or why some of us have darker eyebrows than our fiery locks? And what's the deal with red hair changing shades as we age? That's all so true. In
hmm
this episode, we're exploring these questions, sharing insights from the redhead community, and discussing the science behind it all. So let's get into it.
Yeah, so the first topic we're discussing is about curly hair, and it's titled, Do Most Redheads Have Curly Hair? Someone wrote, quote, I don't see a lot of other people with red hair. I probably only have seen about 3 other people who have red hair, and they had curly hair, which I never really noticed until someone pointed out to me that she had never seen anyone other than me have red hair that's straight, and I never noticed that pattern that is true or is not true with the people I see.
Mm.
Or is it just or is that true with just the people I see?
I
And
do feel like a lot of redheads have curly hair. I mean, I have naturally curly hair, so
I
you, Steph.
know. I know. I'm wearing mine curly right now. It's so I know.
I
Very
know I know like
rarely
one redhead who has straight hair. Oh, Brooklyn, our TikTok host, she has straight hair.
she does. Does Andrew's sister?
Yeah, she
Okay.
has straight hair. But a majority of redheads I see have have curly hair or wavy hair.
Yeah, it's really fascinating, if you
Yeah.
explore, like, the hair texture among
Yeah.
redheads. So, this brings up
Coarse, like it looks coarse. Like, you know what I mean? Like I have coarse
yeah.
hair.
Didn't
Yeah.
they call it Irish
Irish hair is like
waves?
yeah,
Irish
like
hair.
when it looks like soft waves, but then when you pull it back, it's like really curly at the bottom. Like I have
Okay,
that. I think I have that.
okay.
Like it's like actually like up here is kind of like straighter
And
and
then
then
it gets curly?
underneath if you like lift your hair, it's like really curly.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I have that. I was like I should do a video on it.
You should.
Yeah, I know. But
It's
right
kinda
now I
like
just
the
have my hair
blondes.
blown out, but I have been loving my curls. I really have been.
Same. I really have I think once you learn what products work for you, what
Yeah.
technique, I realize the less I fuss with my curls, the better. Like, I got a haircut recently, not recently. This was maybe when I first started to go to the person who cuts my hair now, about a year ago, and she was telling me this tip and this tip for curly hair. I left feeling like so overwhelmed. She was like, "You have to mix this mousse with this gel and make sure you flip your hair and your hair," she was like, "is a lot denser, so you wanna concentrate the product down on the ends," and I was like, "Oh my god, I just feel like I need less maintenance," but
Right.
I feel like once you figure out what works for you, I tend to love my curly hair, not I mean, the summertime, it's just easy, but it does get frizzy, but
Yeah.
when there's no humidity, I tend to like my curls better.
Yeah. Yeah, no, same, same. I do too, and I think, not to plug in our own product, but Finally Glossy has really made me helped me love my curls because it, like, makes my hair so strong and, like, healthy and, like,
Yeah.
not as frizzy at all, and I know, Steph, every time we get on Zoom, I'm like, "Oh, Steph, your hair looks good," and you're like, "Oh, I use Finally Glossy." Like, there's something about adding, like, health and vitamins to your hair and olive oil and all, like, the goods that are in our shampoo that I think has really helped my hair and, like, helped me like, right now, my hair is, like, shiny. I don't know if we can tell, but, like, it's
It is.
shinier because of Finally Glossy. It
Yeah,
really
I know.
is.
I
Like
used Finely Glossy this morning
yeah.
for
So
my
it's
hair.
just, like, a really great shampoo in that way. So I think, that's kind of one of the reasons we created it was because I think we knew, like, a lot of redheads, number 1, they don't wanna use dye, but number 2, like, they do have, like, coarser, curlier, wavy hair. And I know a lot of people, right, in the comments were saying that they do have naturally wavy or curly hair too.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, people were saying genetics vary
It's true.
widely,
It's true. It's all about your
so
genetics.
it really is, but a lot of people sharing, yeah, that they have natural waves, curls. Some were noticing a correlation between lighter shades, like
Like
having
strawberry blonde.
strawberry blonde and curly hair. I don't know. We've
I don't know if
never
that's
talked
true.
about that. I don't even know what
Hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty fascinating. But Community Insight in the comment section shares they also shared hair care and styling habits also, affect your curliness
Mhm.
depending on if you're doing I think it was what is it called? The curly hair
Method?
method maybe? Yeah, like that
Yeah.
enhances your curls more. Like when
Yeah.
I use a mousse, my curls look more curly if I was
Right.
to just like sometimes I'll just wet my hair at night and then put it in a braid and then the next day it just looks more tamed waves, not curliness. So I agree with what people are saying about it really depends on your habits, but I think discussing this topic is so because the MC1R gene, which is responsible
Mhm.
for the red hair, may also influence hair texture, people were saying, leading to a highly likelihood of curly or wavy hair.
That's cool. That's cool if that's true, if the MC1R gene is
Yeah,
the
I don't know.
likelihood. That's really cool.
They need to do a study on it, but curly hair seems to be common in the redhead community. It's not
Mm.
universal, but it is very common, or at least it was in this comment sections. It was just something that, when we were going through it caught my eye, maybe because Adrian, I know that
Yeah.
we always really didn't like our curly hair.
I know, it was such a journey to accepting that, to
Such a
accepting fair
journey.
hair, fair skin, sorry. It just, like, it's really hard to accept a lot of things, and I think I just always wanted straighter hair. But then now, you know what? Like, we were just recently in Italy a couple of months ago, and, so many people have curly hair who are Italian, like, it's just part of it, and I know that,
Yeah.
like, our mom's side who's Swedish, like, they all have just, like, stick
Six
straight
straight hair.
hair, and then, I know that we got our hair from our dad and, like, our grandpa, and that's all from the Italian side, and all of our Italian family all has its curly hair, so I think in some way I'm like, well, like, it's part of that Italian heritage, and so we have to be just proud of that because it's truly from the Italian side because
Truly,
Nana
mom's hair is stick straight.
and Nana's side, really, she had straight hair, and so
Yeah.
I know that the curls, like, came from papa and dad, so in that way, I, like, I embrace them, and when we were younger, we used to always straighten our hair, and our dad would be like, "No, like, you have to embrace your curls are beautiful, your red hair is beautiful," and we just, like, never wanted to listen to him, but now I hear that voice in my head when I see my curls, like, "Okay, yeah, like, it's just a part of it," and the other day, Josh said to me, I feel like curls are so a part of your personality. Like you are like loud and proud and like you know who you are. And he's like, I feel like if you just wear some hoops with that, like it's definitely you. So I'm like, yeah, I guess so. I guess so. Steph in Italy, we both had curly hair the whole time.
Yeah, and I know I share this. It's such a freeing feeling too to just
Yeah,
have your hair naturally
yeah,
curly.
yeah.
I feel like for years I would get out of the shower and I would have my same routine on like blow drying it straight and then trying to maintain it being straight for a few days, those few days
It's
before,
hard.
yeah, before washing it again. And I remember just always just wanting it straight. And I have to say, think I was, I feel like my shaped face, I don't know, I think I look better with curly hair sometimes. Sometimes I feel
Okay,
like the
that's cool. Like just
straight,
with like a little bit of texture.
yeah, I feel like straight sometimes with me. I'm nothing like a blowout from the salon. Okay, so I'm
No,
not
no.
saying that, but like at home, like I'm doing my best, but the back will sometimes be a little wavy. I'll forget, like, it's so hard to do the back of your
Yeah,
hair. But then
yeah,
I get frustrated. But yeah, then afterwards, I'm like, wait, I kind of like my hair. I don't know. I go back and forth. Like, I just had my hair straight the other day, but I love my curls. I'm
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
loving them. But yeah, both, I'm curious because Isla's hair is stick straight.
Right. But they say it comes from the dad.
Do they
That
say
you're
that?
yeah,
Okay,
they
most
say that, like, the
people,
genes come from your dad in terms of how your hair is gonna be. So, I remember actually talking to Stacy about that, our cousin, because like, Stacy always hated her curly hair,
yeah,
but she was always hoping that, like, her husband wouldn't have curly hair, but Greg does have
does.
curly
Yeah,
hair. And the kids but they have beautiful hair. They
they
all
do.
have, like,
Beautiful
really,
curls.
really
Beautiful
nice
curls. Yeah,
yeah. So, I think it's nice. I think I've really, like, come to really love it.
yeah, same. Like, years ago, I probably would never have come on this podcast with curly hair.
Right. I actually thought about doing it today, but then because I know that we're testing out different shampoos and stuff, so I was like gonna do it, but then I didn't have time to like make it look nice because it's such a beast. But I do have to say that the next topic is something like I'm so jealous of redheads who have this quality.
Yeah, so our next topic it's titled How Common is it for redheads to have darker eyebrows? And this person shared such as brown or auburn colored eyebrows with orange redhead hair. How often does it occur naturally? I know the usual stereotype is of redheads having blonde or clear eyebrows, but is this just another stereotype without proper basis, or is it based on an actual majority?
Mm,
So, yeah, I mean, I think physical traits can people assume that all redheads have transparent, fair eyebrows too.
like there's a
Brows
lot of
and
redheads.
lashes.
There's a lot of redheads with darker brows.
Yeah, so a lot of people in the comments section, many redheads naturally sharing that they do have darker eyebrows than their hair color.
Mm,
And obviously, it's based on genetics, family traits, and a lot of people are saying it's completely obviously it makes you unique. And there was a mix. Many redheads were sharing that they have lighter brows. It's not uncommon for natural redheads to have brown or dark eyebrows. And then again, genetics. So, and what, I loved a lot of redheads too. I wanted to like comment, but we didn't. Finding it challenging to find shades of brow products to help with their brows.
yeah,
So a lot of were sharing that they use lip liners and brow pencils. I wanted to do like a product plug-in, but
for finally eyebrows.
and
I
that's the
love our
reason
eyebrow line
yeah, and that's the reason why our first product line that we ever came out with were for brows
for brows.
because we too struggled for a long time finding products that worked for us.
Oh, so long, so long. And I'm so passionate about our eyebrow line. I love our long wearing eyebrow gel. I just
Same.
love, we're sold out of the pencil and the volumizing as we go through this rebrand, but I just love like the universal red. Like right before I came on today, all I did was brush up with the spoolie and then I just applied the long wearing eyebrow gel. And I'm like, you get the perfect brow in seconds, like
You do.
just
Same.
with the great color
And they
match. It's
stay locked in place. I think that's the one thing I'm constantly just so thankful for when I apply
mhm,
long finally when I apply our long wearing brow gel
yeah,
because you know that if I did my brows at like 7 in the morning, come 7 p.m. at night, they're gonna look exactly the same.
yeah, yeah.
And I remember when we lived in New York City, I would have to I would spray hairspray on a spoolie brush. Makeup artist must have told me, or maybe Kira told me this, but I would like blot it. I wouldn't
Like
brush
hairspray.
so I would fill in my brows like with whatever was always way too dark. Remember
Uh-huh.
that horrible remember during New York Fashion Week we went
Yeah.
to and
Yeah.
that makeup artist butchered my brows. But I would pencil in my brows and then what I would do is yeah, do the hairspray with the spoolie brush and like I would just like dot it almost with the spoolie brush, but then what would happen was a lot of product would just get on the spoolie brush. So then I would have to then go back. It was like a nightmare and redo my brows, but I already had like the stiffness happening with the hairspray. It was a mess.
Oh
So
my gosh.
that's why we wanted to make sure long wearing really locked in place. Like
And it's
no one
just
wants
you should I say this on TikTok live all the time. You should redheads have the right to be able to use an eyebrow product that has a great color match and you can do your brows in seconds. You should not be doing your brows and it takes 2 hours or like Stephanie
yeah.
that long process you just described. Like it
Oh my
shouldn't be like
god.
that for redheads. It should be easy and that's why the long wearing is like everything in one, and that's why it's like our best selling product. That's why makeup.com rated it the number one
Mhm.
redhead beauty product when it comes to the eyebrows. So I just love our long wearing eyebrow gel. I just feel like it's the best.
Same.
It's
And
so good. I
I know
reach
a lot
for
of
it
people
every
you
single day.
same every single day, and I can tell the difference with my brows when I don't use it. Sometimes I'll just use our pencil sold out, but I'll pencil in my brows, and if I don't them in with our long wearing, I don't think my brows they
Yeah.
don't look complete to me. And
I
I find
guarantee you
too.
tonight, mom will tell me that my brows look great. It's only when I'm wearing long wearing, which is
Wow, you
like all
should
the
do a
time, but
video, like, every time she says it to you.
she will be like, "Your brows look great today." And I'm like, "Oh, thanks. It's called finally have brows." I say the same thing every time. And then
Yeah.
and I think she like notices the difference because she loves beauty, but like she can just tell the difference. And she's like, "It looks so nice." I'm like, "Mom, I just used the long wearing." So it's
It's a
just such a good
compliment too
product.
when it's a
Yeah.
good thing when mom gives you a compliment
About beauty stuff. Yeah. Cause it's usually a critique.
because it means you did it right.
Right. Right. Right.
But I find, I know people in the comments section, and I've heard this, that they use, eyeshadow or bronzer.
Mm-hmm.
I tried that years ago, and I just felt like that powderiness, since it's a product that
Yeah.
isn't made to go
Yeah.
on hair, it's made to go on your skin.
Yeah.
It was constantly flaking and coming off. So again, our long wearing brow gel, it does not flake. I mean, it's just like our mascara is like flake resistant free, but like it stays in place.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's such a great product.
it's truly such a great product. And take advantage of the deals that are happening right now
Oh my
in our
gosh.
shop
Oh my
because
God. Major.
this is the weekend, guys.
This is
Stock
Black
up.
Friday. I mean, this is like we're this is the day to
This
shop.
is the weekend I'm buying everything.
This is the weekend. 30% off bestsellers, 40% off bundles, up to 50% off clearance. I mean, this is like the blowout weekend of the year. So make sure that you're heading to our shop. All links are in the podcast notes, but it's a really, really big day for How to Be a Redhead and for the shop. And we've had a really incredible year, a really incredible couple years since we aired on Shark Tank. And it's been really, really awesome. We're growing so fast. We have an incredible team. Shout out to them, everyone in our warehouse who's going to be
Yeah, they're
packing all of these
amazing.
Black Friday orders. It's just a huge, huge day for us. So, yeah, just so great. One thing, too, about people who have darker eyebrows, I have to say, it's like it was just that quintessential 90s or early 2000s with Lindsay Lohan.
I
Like
was
she had
just
the
gonna say
dark brows.
Lindsay
And I was
Lohan.
always, I shared the story on a previous podcast, but I was just always so envious of her. That's why I wanted to dye my brows brown. And a lot of redheads
Did you?
do dye their eyebrows brown, not like a red, they go brown.
Like the wrong color. Didn't you used to dye your brows?
Yeah, I used to dye my brows and eyelashes. And like it was a horrible look. It really didn't look good on me.
The brows you would get done at the threading place in Cranston?
No, I went to I went to that East Providence place and they would do
The
my
place with the soap
eyebrows
in the
and
eyes?
the eyelashes together and it was way too dark. Like she used to let me pick my own color and I would pick like dark brown.
Oh
And it
my
was a
god.
mess. It was a mess. And then I would over sunless tan. It was just a disaster. A disaster. But hey, all of it made us create Finally Have Brows in this brand. So it's like meant to be.
Totally. Our final topic during the on this episode, it's a topic that we've talked about in previous episodes, but so the title is a chunk of my red hair from when I was 16 compared to my faded with time hair now that I'm 27. So 16 years old, fast forward to 27, and it's a picture of, it looks like she cut a big chunk of her hair off when she was 16. She kept it, which we've talked about. Who knows why she kept it? I don't, maybe it's
Mhm.
she
Mhm.
wanted, she knew her hair would fade. We've done a story on this, on keeping your hair now and then later on, like keeping it in a Ziploc bag or something. And then you're able to show that to your hairstylist of what your hair used to be. So she kept it and she's comparing it to her hair now, and it's significantly different. I mean, it's true auburn, I would say, or I would even give her hair like a copper family. And now 27, it is I mean,
It's so different.
it's light. And yeah, and that's all she shared. She shares the photo. And it sparked a lot of comments just by sharing this photo with the title. And many redheads saying, too, that they experience fading red hair.
Oh my gosh. It's the number one question, without a doubt, amongst redheads in our community. I feel like
Yeah, it
everyone is
is.
talking about how they wish they had the color they had when they were growing up.
Yeah.
And look how
And
quickly it fades for a lot of
totally. And you don't
redheads.
know this person, a lot of people are saying for them, pregnancy, hormonal changes in life.
Yep.
People were sharing menopause, all of this can sometimes lead to lost vibrancy. Other people sharing if you're outside more, depending on where you live.
What shampoo you're using.
Yeah,
I
totally. A
mean, the
lot.
littlest things can create a different shade of red hair.
People were sharing stress. I mean, the list goes on and on. A lot of just your everyday could affect your hair color. I think it just depends on the person, honestly. I
Yeah.
think, but yeah, we've shared this countless times on how both Adrian and I have experienced fading red hair, and it's just something that I don't want to say every redhead will experience. I find it rare if you meet a redhead in their matured years in life
And it hasn't
and it
faded.
hasn't happened, either hasn't gone
Yeah.
really, really, light or dark, and I think of, okay, yeah, like Julianne Moore, she must dye it, right? I'm assuming.
I mean, she has to at this point. I mean, she has to.
At this point,
It's really beautiful.
it's absolutely stunning. Like, her vibrant red hair with her
Mhm.
skin tone and her eye
Mhm.
color, beautiful. So, yeah, I think it's nice to know that it's a redhead thing,
Yeah.
and that's why Adrian and I are very passionate about the products that we're in formulation right now to come out with when it comes to hair care because, yeah, I mean, you look back at photos and
Yeah.
of you and I, right? And
So
before I
different.
dyed it and even after I dyed it in my, like, early 20s, I remember not needing anything, and then something happened to me in, like, late 20s. I don't know, it just yeah, it totally depends on the person,
Yeah.
but I feel
It's
like you're not seeing too much fading red hair, Adrian.
I have to say that we did an article on how to be a redhead, I would say like a couple of years ago, and it said that depending on stress levels, your hair color can change. And I do feel like Stephanie and I went through a stressful time with our dad, and my hair was really turning white. Like I'm telling you, I had a lot of whites coming in, like
Wow.
a lot of whites coming in. And then, as things have gotten a little bit more back to normal stuff for us, I would say in
Yeah.
like the last year, I feel like my hair, like don't have as many whites at all. And I don't
Wow.
know, obviously I use Finely Glossy all the time and like I take care of my hair, but yeah, I don't do anything. I mean, I am like, we test our color depositing shampoo and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I do feel like I'm very lucky. I thought by the time I was going to be 40 that my hair would be like all white. So I don't know. Maybe it's going to happen. And I know for dad too, like dad was white when he hit 40. Nana was white at 27. So I was just like expecting
Preparing
it.
for it.
But
I do love everything that happened with dad. We always say life is so precious, but I do love the people on TikTok that they do those videos on like embracing their gray, white hair or whatever. And they say
yeah,
how beautiful, like and
yeah.
it's, or sometimes you see the people on like main on social media that are maybe 60, 70 years plus, and they're like, wow, how beautiful it is to be on this earth and to grow old. And one of the signs of aging is your hair color fading. And it is a beautiful thing if you do think about it.
I was actually listening to someone yesterday on a podcast. It was so interesting. It was really deep. And I know sometimes stuff you don't go this deep, but it was just that she was saying that like the percentage, like the chance of you being born is like 0.0000001%. Like it's just so rare for you to be born. And the fact that you're born and your soul is on this planet at this exact time and you're doing this and you're doing that, like you need to look at life in that perspective because
Wow.
like you like the fact that like she was even getting like scientific, like the fact that like your like the sperm went like there's thousands of sperm and all of those sperm would make a completely different person.
Wow.
And so the fact that like you are on this planet is so rare. So like anyway, the reason I share that is because when white hair does start to come in, I'm going to be just so grateful that I'm
Mm,
on this planet living this life and like what an opportunity it is to be older, right? With white hairs coming in to experience that because
yeah.
some people don't. And so it's really, really something. And it just had me thinking the other day. I was like, wow, like I never have thought to myself, like, what were the chances that I wouldn't be here? I've never thought about it. But anyway, I think about all of that when it comes to like just seeing whites and like, your identity of being a redhead. It's just really life is crazy.
It
And the fact
is.
that we were born with red hair and like started how to be a redhead, I mean, like that's like a deep thought, right? But it's really like
Yeah.
wild because if we weren't born with red hair, then we wouldn't have started how to be a redhead. It's really nuts.
It is crazy if you think about it like that.
Yeah. 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 It'll blow your
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah, but I think we can take from this episode with the traits that we discussed: curly hair, whether you have it or not, darker eyebrows, whether you have blonde or dark, and
Hmm.
then whether your hair fades, is that, these are just things that happen to redheads, not all redheads. So it is pretty cool, but obviously every redhead is so different. So embrace and love your uniqueness.
Absolutely. Remember, today is Black Friday. Shop our incredible sales. Biggest sales of the year are happening right now. But if you want to help us spread the news about the How to Be a Redhead brand in this podcast, give us a 5-star review. Tell your friends and redheads everywhere, or not, redheads or not, to subscribe. You can listen to the podcast directly on howtobearedhead.com, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. And don't forget to look at the podcast notes to find links with mentioned, like our beautiful shop that's on sale right now, and so much more. So rock it, redheads, and we'll see you
Rocket.
next Friday.
Woohoo.